go, Nuke. Wow. What is up, Holden? It's Tyler. We had a really good week last week. We're going to have another good week this week. Last week was fun, Tyler, because we learned Kenny Walker was doubtful. And then you said, hey, dude, you got to hit that Charbonnet, 15.5 rushing yards. Well, he went over his number. He almost got 100, I believe. But now we got Kenny Walker doubtful again. Nobody wants to post a number. It's too bad. We're not getting Charbonnet this week. How are you, my friend?
I'm good. I mean, yeah. I mean, why would they list Charbonnet again after giving us a 15? And then the next day it was 63.5. So that was nice to get on the first drive of the game. So can't get them always that easy. I was looking to get Braylon Allen this week with we know Breece Hall probably isn't playing.
Yeah.
They didn't want to release that again. So
I don't blame them, so that's fine. At least they didn't like, hey, that's unfair. You guys got too good of a number and canceled it. There are some books that'll do that.
Yeah.
365 is one of them. Screw them. I hate them. Anyways, Tyler, how did hunting go last week? How'd it go for you?
It didn't go well. I seen a bunch of tracks holding, didn't see any deer. It was cold.
Oh, are you going back?
Bunch of snow, bunch of footprints, no deer.
Are you going back?
No, maybe go Saturday. We'll see.
Okay, very good. That's fine. I'm just going back to the well with a lot of the props that I'm running with today because why not? At this point, we know the guys that are going to do what they're going to do, and more often than not, they're going to hit the number. Last week it was Westbrook Akine, didn't take his yards, took his longest reception, hit his longest reception, didn't get his yards, didn't get in the end zone. We'll do Westbrook Akine again, but we got Iowa in the house, we got Maddie in the house, and if any of our viewers are betting props this week, drop it in the chat. Let's go. Also, if you are interested, why don't you buy a subscription to Nuke the House for $59.99 a month for one of your buddies? 21 and up, why not? Sign them up. Let's go. And if you want to get one for yourself for the holidays, sprinkle a little bit. $59.99. If you do want to check us out for a week, check it out up here, nukethehouse.com. Subscribe to any plan. We won't charge you unless you want to after 7 days. And type in the code Nuke the holidays. Okay, this week, my friend, I'm taking Tyler going first. All right. So I'm sure you got a ton of different props for us. I've got actually a question. I got a player I want to talk through with you. Let's go, dude. What do you got? Number
First one.
Yeah.
We're going to go to Cleveland, Kansas City. I mean, we just bet Jameis's pass yards, 239.5. The dude's throwing for 250 in first halves of games, and we're getting a 239 on him. His 300, his alt is 4-1 on DK. I'm going to be all over Jameis when you look at this KC defense. Keg talked about it on the show yesterday. Yeah, the front seven's still good. The back side of this defense is absolutely terrible. Their DVOA rankings over the last couple of weeks, they're towards the bottom.
Yeah.
Their defense hasn't been all that good since they've had some injuries. Cleveland might not be the best team, but Winston is going to push the ball, even without Tillman and Njoku out there. So I'm on his passing yards. I think he goes over. I wouldn't mind ulting him up to 300 here either.
Any worry that we'll have 15 to 17 mile an hour winds, a little bit of precipitation, and 25 mile an hour gusts?
No, he's still going to throw the ball a ton.
He is going to chuck it. They can't run. That is just a team that absolutely cannot run. It blows my mind how bad they are running the football, but it doesn't blow my mind because Nick Chubb is just too many injuries, and they got Jerome Ford behind him. Okay, that's your first one. Hit the like button if you like that bet. If you don't, hit the like button. We don't care. So let's go back to the well on my guy, Jameson Williams. Every single week, we're just going to bet him. Now he's 7-4 over the number this year that they're putting out this week, 21.5. I fully expect the Bills and the Lions to be in a shootout. The Bills' longest reception allowed by week. I'm going to read this off to you because I had no idea it was going to be like this, and then it just blew my mind. Now, Amon-Ra could get there, but Jameson Williams is our guy. They gave up a 37-yarder last week, a 26-yarder to Jennings, a 31-yarder to Worthy, a 32-yarder to Alec Pierce, Tyreek a 28-yarder. Seattle didn't get there, shockingly. They gave up 3 receptions over 22 yards to the Titans and 3 more to the Jets. This is a Bills secondary that can be manhandled, and I think I'm going back to the well here, or I am going back to the well. I already bet it, Jameson Williams. The only question is, should I bet him to get 30 and 40 yards, Tyler? If I'm already betting him to get 22 yards for his longest reception, should I just ladder that?
Yeah, I mean, I don't hate it. I don't hate laddering it up to about 30. 40 is pretty big. I mean,
Okay.
he could get there, but it's just going to take a huge chunk play to get there.
Yeah, and he gets that once in a while. But 30, well, all right, I'll ladder it up to 30.
Yeah.
That's it.
My worry, too, is that their running backs are going to absolutely have their day.
Mm-hmm. You don't think they're going to throw at home?
I mean, I think they'll throw, but I think this game could go a little different than people think. Like, I think Detroit could just pound this team into the ground.
There is a Lions running back play on the sheet that hits nearly every damn week. Well, great. Run, play action, hit Jameson for a 31-yarder, and we're great. We're all set. I'm happy about that. Look who's in the house here, the Spreadster. Good to see you, Spread. Threw out a NBA rundown today. Good to see you. Again, I'll throw Maddie's Nuke the Holidays is the code. You got to put an S on there. Nuke the Holidays is the code for the free month. Tyler, bet number 2. Didn't sound like you loved my Jameson Williams. That's okay. No big deal. Let's go. What's your second bet?
Yeah, second bet for me, I'm going to go to the Houston-Miami game. I mean, I think that game's going to be an absolute shootout. I think you could bet any receiver in that game and probably go over their prop, but I'm going to go Tyreek Hill because you're getting a 61.5 on a guy who was back to being the number one option in his offense last week. It's been Jonnu Smith all year. I know Jonnu got all the looks in overtime, but I think it should be another spot Tyreek Hill comes out and crushes. Wide receiver ones have dominated this Houston defense all year. Tyreek at 61.5 seems like it's kind of a gift. He hasn't had that big play yet either, Holden, where you see him breaking down the sideline, catches one, breaks a tackle, and just runs away for a 70-yard touchdown. So this could be that week.
You know, I need to find out the zone coverage because Houston runs a fifth most amount of zone coverage at 77%. And if I'm correct, there was no better wide receiver at beating the zone last year than Tyreek Hill.
Yep.
So I think that I'm going to tail Tyler here and go Tyreek Hill over 61.5.
Yeah, I see 61.5. I'll probably alt him up to 100.
Ooh. Okay. All right. I mean, this makes a lot of sense. I can't believe that I overlooked this, but yeah, Tyreek's back. He looks good. And his number, let's see here. I got a 69.5 is his best number I'm seeing out there. So if you wanted to head to,
he's going to do the reverse cup, Holden.
What's that?
He's going to do the reverse Cooper Cup.
He's going to actually perform.
It's going to be the first week of fantasy playoffs, and he's going to nuke somebody and help everyone win their games. And he's not going to get you a flat 0.
Iowa took Hill yards 40 plus, 50 plus, longest receptions at 4 and 8 to 1. All right, so I got a lot to do here. We got over 60. What did I say? It's 69.5. Yeah, it's over 69. Where's it 61?
Well, that's what it opened at.
Oh, you got in at that?
Yeah, that's what I got in at.
Oh, it's 67.5 now. It just dropped for some reason on MGM. All right, I'll still bet it at 67.5. Why not?
Yeah, I mean, going over 100, it doesn't matter.
And then we're going to bet some alts here.
Yeah, I'm taking him up to 100. I could see him absolutely just having his way in this game. 2 touchdowns.
I got to put this bet down right now, pal. I'm not messing around. I'm just running to the book right now. So we got Hill. We got Hill longest receptions. We got Hill up to 100. Is that what you're telling me?
Yep. I got Matt's on that too.
All right, so everybody's on Tyreek Hill now. Tyreek Hill, nuke the house play of the day. Should I just say that?
Yep.
All right. Hold on. I'm scrolling. I'm not going to go to ESPN. I'm just going to bang this number here. 67.5 minus 15. Full unit.
That's what I bet on it.
Boom, baby. The bet is in. I will worry about the long receptions a little bit later on. Let me just look what his longest reception is listed at. 24.5. That's a hearty number. That is a hearty number, but all right, we'll go 25, 40, and 50 for Tyreek. We'll get back to that in just a minute. Time to tell you to hit the like button. If you're watching on X, come on over here to YouTube. Our YouTube is Nuke the House. Subscribe, turn on your notifications so you know when we're on next. And our next live football broadcast will be Sunday, 1 o'clock Eastern and 4 o'clock Eastern. Same show. They'll go top to bottom. And the boys are going to be live betting the NFL behind the paywall. Our next free show, Sunday Night Football, right here on the Nuke the House channel. Okay. I can't. Boy, I'm kind of upset at myself. I overlooked Tyreek Hill. I'm glad you called out today. And you got the Dolphins colors behind you. It's just beautiful.
Yep.
All right. You didn't like my JMO. Too bad. You might hate this one too. I'm going right back to Nick Westbrook Akine. over 17.5, longest reception, threw him up to 30 and 42. You're going, what are you doing, man? That's a lot. Just a sprinkle. You get 3-1 on 30 plus. You get 625 on 40 plus. Full unit on Westbrook Akine, and then like 10th of a unit on 30 and 40. But the Bengals allow the third highest wide open rate to outside receivers. What the hell kind of stat is that? I don't know. I found it on FTN data. It was absolutely amazing, and I loved it. So we'll just go back to the well again. I don't want to bet his yards. I don't want to bet his touchdown by any means, but we'll go back to Westbrook Akine, over 17.5, longest reception. And there's another play from here that I'm going to give in just a minute. You know what? I'll give it right now because it's a really easy one. Calvin Ridley, over 62.5, 65 or 66, 67.5, everybody, everywhere else. I don't think we need to explain too much with that matchup. We just talk about Westbrook Akine's. Ridley's going to go off too. So give me Westbrook Akine's longest reception and Ridley to the over. Be honest. What do you think about those?
I don't hate your plays here. I love the defense they're playing in the matchup. I said I love the defense they're matched up against. I hate putting money on Will Levis, which you're basically doing.
He chucks it every week now.
Yeah, but he's not the best. And at any moment, you could be sitting there going, my guy was wide open all game. You just couldn't get him the ball. It's happened to me like 3 times this year with him. So I just have PTSD with Levis. I hate betting his weapons. Anytime I bet Levis's weapons, it's a game where he's on his knees holding his head going, how did I throw that interception?
No. We're going to throw him in the interception parlay. Apparently, I didn't even remember putting one together on the Thursday show last week and it hit. So we're going to go talk about interception parlays and have some fun with that. But, I mean, Ridley's just getting peppered, dude. Ridley's getting peppered left and right. 12 targets last week, 9, 6, 6, 7. He's going to get the ball. And he's another guy that I kind of want to bet his long reception. I didn't get there, but check out the last 3 weeks, 63, 30, and 30. His longest reception's 25.5. I can't bet that over. I can't do it. I just can't do it. And it drives me nuts that I'm an over better now because I used to be an under better, but I'm learning from the best in the business here with Keg. So I might as well just keep rolling with it. Stenberg, Mac Jones, throw for 275 is 5-1. How do we not take this line versus the worst team in the history of the world? Jets, Jags. Oh, Stenberg, you're so silly. All right, you hate my 3 plays. Give me your play, your third play.
We're gonna go to that game he was just talking about, Jacksonville, New York Jets. Give me Garrett Wilson's lined at 58.5. Okay. He's playing a cover 1 defense, and it's impossible to cover this guy as it is already.
Okay.
He went over 100 yards last week. He's gotten 10 targets in his last 2 games. If you're going to give me 10 targets against a cover 1 defense like Jacksonville who can't stop anyone, Garrett Wilson's going to absolutely crush this week. So I'll be on that over 58.5. His longest reception's 20.5. I think he goes over that. So I'm a big Garrett Wilson guy this week. I think he crushes this week.
I got to go to the picks page here because Maddie's always talking about how we got a Lions running back up here. As of yet, we do not have a Lions running back on the sheet as of yet. We will at some point in time, but we do not as of yet. Very interesting. Okay. I want to talk one out with you, pal. And I just threw it in the chat too. Adam Thielen. So I wanted to bet him last week. I didn't. I regretted it. He's been going bananas. He is by far and away. I think Bryce Young is just like, you know what? If I'm going to keep this starting job, I just need to throw it to Adam Thielen. And Thielen, it's hilarious too. Last week, he jogged over the sideline, caught a pass, big burst. He's putting the defenses to sleep. Past 2 games, 28% team target share. Insane number. 100 yards per game over the last 2. So why are we overlooking Adam Thielen at 50.5 is what I want to know. Can you explain this to me, or is there anything on your mind where I should not be betting Adam Thielen to go over his yards, maybe even receptions?
No, I mean, it's a good matchup. You're playing Dallas. They can't really stop the pass. I mean, I think the only way this blows up in your face is if Carolina's offensive line reverses into what they look like the first few weeks of the season, and Bryce Young has no time. Like, that's the way this loses. But if he gets the time he's had over the last couple of weeks, he's going to get to Thielen. He's going to get him some yards. So I don't hate that call. Me personally, I think Dallas wins the game. So I think Carolina is going to be playing from behind. They're going to be throwing the ball a lot. So I do like the Thielen props.
All right. So Iowa, did you hit the Thielen props is what I want to know. Because here's another one. Might be going right back to Thielen. I mean, this is going to be a crazy, crazy week because I don't like trusting my bets too much. That's why I tell Keg, I'm like, I tell you, you're the pro. But we've been doing pretty good on the props. So I guess we're laddering Tyreek Hill and Adam Thielen receptions. How about that? How you like them apples, Tyler?
I do like them. I think we're going to make a lot of money off of those apples.
I hope so. I mean, I got a lot of betting to do after this. Let's go to your next pick if you have one. And then we're going to have fun with an interception prop.
My next pick, I actually really didn't have one.
Okay, good.
Because my guy got rolled out here. I was going to take a Cedric Tillman touchdown. My guy got rolled out. I really don't want to go to Jerry Jeudy because the number's a little worse.
Mm-hmm.
But I will go to another AFC North wide receiver in a good matchup.
Ooh.
Zay Flowers hasn't done anything in the last few weeks.
It's true.
His yards are right around 58.5 also. I think he could have a huge game against this Giants secondary who can't cover everyone. But I'm going to go with his touchdown at plus 145. I think you can see him catch one of those little short routes when they work it down into the red zone. He gets in the end zone. So plus 145. I think everyone on Baltimore's team is going to score. I think Lamar gets in there. I think Zay gets in there. I think Derrick Henry probably finds the box twice. It's just going to be a lot of points for Baltimore. So I'll take a Zay Flowers touchdown.
All right. So here's what I bet so far because of you and Adam. Tyreek Hill, his number. Thielen, his receptions number. I got an alt receptions or alt longest receptions for Tyreek still. And then I got to get the Thielen receptions ladder. Whew, there's a lot going on, pal. We got a lot to do. So here's the deal. And I'm not a round robin guy, but I did it just to have some fun. Interception parlays. And these guys really seem to come through. So your boy Will Levis, who I'm trusting with Ridley and Westbrook-Ikine to hit him deep, he's got a pick in 7 of 8. So in this interception parlay, we're going to throw Will Levis in it. How you feeling about Will Levis pick this week?
I mean, yeah, that's what he does. He thinks he plays for the other team, so he's throwing the other color jersey.
Jameis Winston, my note was whatever.
Yeah, that's what he does.
All right. Baker Mayfield. Now, this might make people uncomfortable, but he's facing the Chargers, got a couple picks in each of the last 2 games. Should we throw Baker Mayfield in the interception prop at minus 150?
I say no.
No. Oof. Okay.
I'd rather put Jake Haener in it.
Well, they don't have Haener yet, and he's probably going to be.
He's on DK.
Hold on. Haener's up on DK now?
Haener's up on DK.
Stop it. Let me
Passing
go.
yards, 185.5.
Okay. You bought
interception is minus 175.
Okay, cool. Let me throw him in here then. We're going to come up with a new interception because the one I have has Levis, Jameis, Mayfield, Richardson at plus 598. But if they finally listed Haener, who I was waiting for, all right, definitely. So we got Haener. We're going to throw a little Will Levis in there. We're going to throw Jameis Winston in there. What do you think about Anthony Richardson getting out of Denver? Now, they do have a couple backups in the secondary right now, but they still got PS2, and Richardson likes to turn the ball over. What do you think about that, Anthony?
I don't hate that call.
You don't?
I got another plus money one I think you'll like.
Ooh. All right, I'm gonna go throw the Jameis and the Levis in there and see what we come up with, and maybe the Richardson too. What do you like?
About Jalen Hurts at plus 125.
Why?
He's playing Pittsburgh. They're going to try and throw the ball more to get this A.J. Brown thing out of the way. He's going to get pressured, and when he gets pressured, he just kind of throws the ball up in the air. Their defense is going to have to do something in this game because Steelers' offense isn't going to be there because there's no Pickens. Hurts is going to throw a pick in this game.
Really?
Yep.
I need to throw Hurts in this parlay.
Maybe we don't have to throw him in the parlay, but seeing that plus 125 on his interception, I may bet that straight.
God, I really want to bet Baker though, and you didn't like Baker. All right, I'll throw Richardson in there. Let's see where we end up with this 4-man interception parlay.
Or we add Geno Smith, or not Geno Smith. Jordan Love is the last guy for Sunday night against Seattle's defense in Seattle.
Mm-hmm.
He's only minus 130, and we know he can put the ball in bad spots.
I got one for you, pal. Here we go. Haener, Jameis, Levis, Richardson. All the throw pick, 6-1. That's it. That's in. Let's go have fun with it again. Haener, because you and Co reminded me we even did this last night. Hayner, Winston, Levis, Richardson. Throw those 4 in there, we get 6-1. Like every week. They just throw interceptions, Tyler. It's ugly, dude.
They do. They turn
absolutely
the ball over.
ugly. Yeah, and I'm looking forward to looking in the chat with you tagging me saying, see, I told you that Hurts was going to throw an interception. Can't wait to see that one. You got any sides or totals this week, or are we just betting props?
I like Dallas because I think that line's wrong in my head personally.
Okay.
Because I don't know. I know Carolina's been good over the last few weeks, and they played good football, but they won 2 games, and both the games they won were against the Giants and the Saints. We can both agree they're worse than Dallas, right?
Yes.
And they were 7.5 and 6.5 point underdogs to both those teams. Now they're going to lay 2.5 to a better team. In my head, mathematically, like that, it's not a thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that, Dallas is favored over the Saints and the Giants, regardless of where the game's at. But they're not favored over Carolina. So I don't know. I just think it's a reaction. Could be wrong. But
I mean, there's so much money that came in on Carolina, and this is like sharp money that Dallas was favored by 1.5.
Yeah.
And just completely flipped the script. That blew my mind. Not only did they play well against Carolina, they played well the last, I'd say 3 weeks. They've had some really good games. Their offense is moving the ball.
Oh,
and
no,
I don't think
sure.
it's any coincidence that Bryce Young sat, learned, and then Thielen came back.
They've definitely looked like a better team. Bryce Young has looked a lot better.
Yeah.
It just smells like the spot where it's like we're watching the team who we're getting at like plus 12, plus 10, plus 9. And they're fighting to keep the games close. Yeah. So we think they're like, yeah, they're playing pretty good. But now they're favored. Now they have to win. Now you can't just keep it close and go, oh, well, they kept it close all game. They only lost by 3. So like you have to win. So that's why I'm leaning more towards Dallas. I also think Rico Dowd is going to run right through that defense.
Rico the Freako, baby.
Yeah, so I like Dallas in that spot. I think Washington, I don't know who to pair them with yet, but you could pair them with whoever because they're going to crush the Saints. They're going to cover that 7.5.
That's a teaser.
Yeah, I'm just looking for someone to put them in a teaser with.
Well, let's talk it out.
This is a button I don't want to click, but I may end up clicking it. Miami. I know they don't beat winning teams, but Houston just doesn't scare me. Their O-line is absolutely terrible. Miami's pass rush has gotten all over quarterbacks.
So you'd go to FanDuel, you'd take the 2.5, tease it up to 8.5, and throw it in with what we were just talking about?
Yeah, I think I might.
That's interesting.
And then I'm on the Browns. I know it sounds ugly, but KC, it almost plays down to their competition. I mean, the Chargers lost all their weapons last week, and KC basically packed it in and said, we're going to win this game by 3. We're not getting anyone hurt. Pacheco just came back, so we're just going to do this. Now they're going to play the Browns in Cleveland, where it's like, oh, they're just going to come in, get out with a win. Well, Winston's going to push the ball. He's probably going to find some points that shouldn't be there, extending plays. I could see the Browns sneaking out with a win here, Holden. The Chiefs don't lose often. They lose games they're not supposed to. This is one of them.
Just in that one, we're going to have to be on Pacheco. I would be shocked if nobody put Pacheco on the sheet this week.
His anytime touchdown's only even money. So, I mean, that's not bad. Usually he's minus 150.
That's not bad either. But, again, like it's Pacheco's backfield now. I get it. Kareem Hunt was there. You can use that narrative if you want to. I just don't see it. And also in that game, if you're not worried about the weather, no Tillman again, and Njoku's questionable, back to Judy and Moore. I mean, Judy is just on another level right now.
Yeah, Judy's unbelievable.
The last 6 weeks since Jameis came in, he's right there. Like he's almost at 1,000 yards receiving this year.
Yeah, he flew up the receiving yards standings. And then one other side I liked, Holden.
Okay.
I'm on Tampa Bay. I know the Chargers have been playing well, but watching them play since J.K. Dobbins went down, the offense kind of looks dead. They can't run the ball with Gus. Vidal hasn't been all that good of a rookie. They're kind of fully relying on Herbert to throw it. He just lost Will Dissly last week for a few weeks. So now you're relying on Stone Smart to play tight end. McConkey comes in and out of games left and right with his injuries. If McConkey goes down, you're relying on Quentin Johnson and these guys. And Tampa Bay's going to put up points. They put up points against everyone. I think Tampa Bay wins the game outright. I'll take the +3 and the money line.
Ooh, take a little side here. Okay. Maddie's got a plus 227 parlay at FanDuel, under 85.5, over 13.5. For what? Who's he talking about? Chuba? So he's probably talking about Chuba, over 13.5
under
rushes.
rushing, but over receiving.
Yeah. At plus 227. That's an interesting one. I love it when Maddie and I were in here because they're basically part of the show. Iowa can't show his face on a betting show because he's at work. And then nobody knows who Iowa is. And then, of course, Maddie's at work. He's selling hot tubs, but he can't come on either because the one time I did a show with him when he was there, people started coming in and he just bailed. What are you going to do? All right. My favorite bet this week is my favorite bet this year. It's back to Jameson Williams, longest reception, over 21.5. He is going to cook the Bills for a very long reception. The other ones we got, Akine Westbrook. Akine over 17.5 longest. Ridley over 62.5. And then we are going in on Adam Thielen now. The interception parlay at 6-1, Levis, Hainer, Jameis, Richardson. Levis, Hainer, Jameis, Richardson. Just a fun little 6-1 here for you. Why not? Best bet. What is it, pal?
Best bet's going to be that Tyreek Hill over. I'll give it out. I see it at 67.5. So we'll go with that number. Tyreek Hill over 67.5.
I mean, did you just wait for that thing to drop and just?
Oh, yeah. Bang. Just staring at it at work at night, waiting for it.
That's great. I love it. And then, Maddie, don't make me bet another bet, or Iowa. Don't make me bet another bet. Really? He's running now. I'm so invested in this offense already. Here's his last, since he came back, right? Since Bryce Young came back, 30, 20, 17, 29 yards. Really? Now I got to bet Bryce Young yards.
There's a FanDuel special. It's Drake May and Kyler Murray to each rush for 10 yards in each half at 5-1.
This is going to be a fascinating experiment for me. Not just tailing Keg. This will be and Fox and even Adam. This is just tailing a whole bunch of people. It's probably going to be a disaster.
Now we're paying for Christmas, Holden.
I love too much what's going on. I love too much, man. Do you want anything for Christmas? A Nuke the House subscription, Nuke the Holidays, free week?
Yeah.
What do you want?
I'll take a subscription. We'll get a free one and give it out to someone else.
Yeah.
We'll repackage it.
Yeah, we should do that on the Sunday night show. We'll figure it out. I've been talking to Keg about it. We'll figure it out. Anything you're getting for Christmas? Anything you really want?
No,
I told Casey, I told my lady, I'm like, I don't want anything. I'm fine.
Yeah, listen, I'm good.
I'm an adult.
Got everything I want.
I don't need anything. Unless you buy me one of those Lexuses in the commercials. I don't need it. I don't even want that. I don't want to pay insurance on that. Forget about it.
You got to buy it outright. I don't want to have to do all that stuff.
Great show. So now I got to go ladder Thielen, ladder Hills alt receptions, and bet over Bryce Young's yards.
Yep.
What could go wrong? Who knows? Nuke the House. $59.99 a month. Go subscribe there if you want the month. If you haven't checked out the free week, please do so. Use the code Nuke the Holidays. Tyler, thank you so much for hopping on, dude. And hopefully you'll hop back on with Keg this weekend. I loved seeing you on that show. That was great. So 1 and 4 o'clock games behind the paywall Sunday night, a free show for everybody. And guess what we're going to do this weekend? What do you think we're going to do here, Tyler? What do you think we're going to do? I'm going to tell you what we're going to do. We're going to nuke the house. Let's do it. Adios.